Hey everybody, it's Chris Seeds, Wootini from GayGamer.net here with another weekly video podcast. This week, I have to admit that my aging brain is apparently failing me because I feel really stupid. So first of all, I was like, the other day I was like, hey, PAX East is coming up. When is that? I should put that on my calendar and also find out when the deadline is to apply for a media badge since I have not actually done that yet. And then when I look, I find out that it's actually like the first weekend in March, which is super early, and that the deadline for submitting for media registration is January 30th. And I was like, wait, what? So I very quickly submitted for a media badge, and hopefully I'll get one. I mean, every year I worry, and then I get one. Like, it's never been a problem. But every year I worry that this will be the year that they look and go, you know, Gay Gamer's not that big of a deal. No, you can't come. Like, I know that last year they were like, probably like, oh yes, please come, because they had the diversity lounge and it was a big deal, and so they wanted to make sure they had some, you know, gay media as well. But now I don't know. Maybe they're like, we don't need you anymore. Although I would like to go this year because I am very curious to see if the Diversity Lounge is growing and expanding and developing, or if it's basically just the same thing. Because I'm assuming they're going to have it again. Because if they don't, that would be really unfortunate. So I'd like to see how it's grown. That would be interesting to me. So hopefully I'll get my PAX East badge, and then I can go to PAX East and do a podcast from there and tell you all about it, like I have the last few years. But in other news, I also felt like a complete idiot, because I'm not sure how I figured this out. I feel like I read a tweet or saw it on a website somewhere, I don't know. But somebody mentioned downloading PlayStation games via PlayStation Plus and just stockpiling them without actually downloading them to your console. And I was like, yes, you can do that, can't you? And because every month I look at the PlayStation Plus offerings and I say, I'll get that for my PS3 and I'll get that for my Vita or whatever. And there haven't really been any PlayStation 4 games that I've cared about, except for last month they had Injustice, which was the DC Comics fighting game, which I'm sure I would hate because they don't look like they're supposed to from the comics. It's all these weird costumes, and I'm not good at fighting games, and I'm not a big fan of fighting games, but for a free download, I would play a few rounds and then delete it, you know, and it would be fine, whatever. Except for the fact that it was for the PS4, not PS3, so I said, oh, well, never mind. Not realizing that I could have done what I just did, which was I went on the Sony website, the PlayStation Store website, and there's that infamous Second Son First Light, Infamous First Light, which is like the kind of expansion pack side story game, because I've liked Infamous on my PS3, so I was like, oh, so I add it to my cart, it costs $0, I check out, it's $0, I basically have bought this game for $0, and it's in my library, basically, so that when I do eventually get a PS4, I'll have a bunch of games that I can just download and start playing, which is kind of awesome. And I can't believe I didn't realize this beforehand, so I'm a little annoyed that I missed out on Injustice, but I'm hoping there weren't any other good PS4 games, because, I mean, there aren't a lot of PS4 games to start with, so hopefully I didn't miss out on anything else that I would have wanted to play, but we'll see. But it's nice to know that every month I can just go on the website and download the game and put it in my library, and that way when I do eventually get a PS4, I'll have a bunch of games I can play. Because I will eventually get a PS4. I mean, I don't know when, but the day will come that they will have a couple of exclusives that I really want to play, and the price of the console has gone down enough that I'm like, okay, fine, I'll get one now. Probably by the end of the year. Like, I'll have one by Christmas, I'm sure. I can bet you. Yeah, so now I'm not missing out on any more free games. Because I did go with the Xbox One for this generation. As you know from watching my previous podcasts and following me week to week, if you are, which, again, I can't believe people actually do, but whatever, thank you for watching and listening to me ramble like this. I did go for Xbox One for Dance Central Spotlight. That was the first exclusive that made me go, yep, that wins. I'll buy an Xbox One over a PS4. Unfortunately, it was before all of the massive like holiday price drops and everything, which would have been really nice to take advantage of, but what are you going to do? And I do like my Xbox One. It's terrific. You know, and all the really big games are all multi-platform anyway, so you can play them on either. The only problem that you run into is, like, with Destiny, is that, like, a lot of my friends were playing it on the PS4, and I'm playing it on the Xbox One, so I had to make new friends on the Xbox One, because I couldn't play with my actual friends, because they were all on the PlayStation. What are you going to do? But I do like my Xbox One, except for one thing, which I really need to vent about right now. Okay? There have been a few occasions when I will turn on my Xbox, and the home screen will come up, but I can't actually activate any games or apps or anything. Like, nothing will launch. But I can navigate around the home screens, and I think I've been able to go into the store and stuff and, like, look at screens and whatever, but I can't actually launch any games. Nothing will play. And it's really frustrating. And then I would turn off the Xbox to try to, you know, restart it, basically, thinking maybe that'll jumpstart it and whatever, there's something, some glitch or something. And I would turn it off, and I would see the little light, the little white light blinking, which means that it's downloading or updating something. But there's no indication that that's what's happening. And then once that's finished and the light goes out, I can restart my Xbox and then everything's fine. And then recently I had a day when I was able to open my Xbox and I was playing Dance Central and I opened up Dance Central, it opened up fine. I went in and I said, oh, I want to download these new songs. So I went in to download a song, and it was still trying to download my Xbox Gold free game. It was stuck at 86% or something. And I said, well, I don't want it to download that. I want to download this song that I want to buy real quick. So I paused that and I launched, you know, I tried to start that download, but nothing was happening. They were both queued and nothing would actually download. And I couldn't figure out why nothing was downloading. And I'm going all over the place. There's nothing else in the queue. It's just those two games. Well, the game and the DLC. And I'm like, why won't these download? What the hell? I'm Googling around. Nothing's coming up. I'm just like, I mean, because honestly, if you Google, why won't my Xbox game download, it's going to give you a bajillion hits. You got to be a little more specific. Because everybody has this problem, you know. So I went and turned it off, and I saw the blinking light, and I said, oh, that's the problem. It's downloading or updating something, and I have to wait until that finishes. And then, of course, once that finished, it downloaded the DLC in a split second, and it even downloaded the rest of that game really quickly. And I was like, well, thank you for that. Rude. And I'm this close to sending Microsoft an email because I'm like, you guys, this is really uncool. Like, I understand that things are supposed to download in the background. That's nice. As opposed to with the 360 when you would turn it on and it goes, oh, hey, sorry, you can't actually do anything right now because you have to wait for us to update something. And you'd watch the little progress bar fill up. Then it would restart the console and you'd watch the little progress bar fill up. And then it'd go, okay, now you can play games. I mean, it wouldn't take that long. It would go over just a few minutes. It's fine. The PS3 always had worse updating times because it would wait longer in between updates, so there was more to do. But with the Xbox One, there's no indication of what it's doing. But it's clearly doing something, because I can't do anything else with my Xbox. So, what I would like them to do is add something to that download queue where it would say, oh, I'm downloading a system update. Just hang on a minute, and here's the progress so you can see how long it's taking, and then you'll be able to play your games and download your DLC. That would be really nice, to have that visual to say, oh, okay, you know, instead of being like, why won't anything launch? Oh, it must be updating. Like, tell me what you're doing. Because if I can't launch games, you're not doing it in the background. Now, maybe it's downloading it in the background, and when I turn on my Xbox, that's when it updates it, and I can't do anything while it's updating that, whatever, the system. That's not cool. Make it update in the background. Don't update when I want to play my game. Like, if you wait until someone turns on their system to say, okay, now I'm going to install that update. No. Because when someone turns on their system, they want to play a game. And if you're not going to let them play a game until you've installed whatever update that you're doing in the background, that's not cool. We want to play a game. And I just think that in some future system update for the Xbox One, Microsoft should implement something where they could just politely let you know whether it's downloading an update, installing an update, whatever it's doing, so that it could explain and you would know exactly why you can't do what you want to do, whether it's play a game or download DLC or whatever, because the system is busy. It'll let you know why the system is busy. And then it would let you know also how long the system will be busy for. And then you can say, oh, okay, it's just going to be a couple of minutes. Let me go to the bathroom and then I'll play my game. You know? Is that too much to ask? Right? If you have an Xbox One, have you encountered this problem? What do you do about it? Do you have any suggestions? And then I'm also curious, for those of you with PS4s, does the PS4 download and install updates completely in the background, or do you also encounter this kind of thing where you can't actually do something because the system is busy? Because it just seems kind of foolish. So, there, rant over. I will shut up. I've rambled long enough for this week, and I will let you go. Come back next week, and I will be talking about some new games that I've started playing, okay? Promise, be more fun. Bye!